wild like the wolves in the night. When you showed me tenderness, love had me blind. Walk in the woods through your eyes. You were a mystery in a disguise. Moving like a whisper on the wind of this year. Forget what you told me, I'll make it out alive. Hold on to your memory, baby, if you hear me, I will find out where we came from. I keep my head held high, strong enough to live another day. I tried 1,000 times, wish we could rewind, but we gone our separate ways. Separate ways, separate ways, a separate way. I keep my head held high, I tried 1,000 times. We could rewind, but we gone our separate ways. Separate ways. Drawn like a moth to the flame, I was a fool for you, stuck in your game. Die in the heart of your lies. I couldn't see the dark inside the light. Creeping on the down low, didn't know what I know. Now you try and tell me I cannot see the truth. Hold on to our memory, baby, if you hear me. Now I know how you did me wrong. I keep my head held high, strong enough to live another day. I tried 1,000 times, wish we could rewind, but we gone our separate ways. Separate ways, separate ways, a separate way. I keep my head held high, I tried 1,000 times. We could rewind, but we gone our separate ways. Separate ways. We could rewind, but we gone our separate ways.
Good time zones, everybody, and welcome. We have melted into Friday, and yay! Thank goodness it's Friday. Greetings to Raven, and oh look, we actually have a bot. Shadow, and Frauke, and Landstrad, and Cyber, and I do hope everybody is doing well today. It's yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to actually travel into the office today, but it is still way too warm for my liking. And Frauke's a pirate. Yar? But why? Oh no, man, guys, alright. Hey, Tor. Hey, TGM. No, I'm fairly sure I'm still in the holding cell. It just happens to be that the holding cell happens to have, good network, Tor. That's what it is. Somebody actually allowed about it. Let's try that again. Somebody allowed me access to the internet. Rumour has it that somebody somewhere decided it was safer just to let me be on the internet. Okay, where the heck is the chest with the basalt in it? There it is. I knew I had some here somewhere. Right. It's one of those, just give him internet access and the ability to play games, and, you know, he'll probably just... Have we still got that wandering trader around here? Apparently so. And he's still apparently selling duffel. Are we talking No Man's Sky, or are we talking Minecraft here, Frauke? Because some would say that some of the patch updates for Minecraft are herring into DLC level. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. What are you doing to these poor llama? Yeah, hence my confusion as to what your topic was. There appears to be an accident in progress. Are you aware of this? I take it back. There has been a murder. There has been a murder. Murder. No, I take it back. It's not a murder. He sneakily snuck off, faked his own death, and left his llama to fend for themselves, like the callous and heartless wandering trader that he is. I mean, how could he do such a thing? Has he actually wandered off now? What do you think, Chicken? Did he finish with his... Chicken doesn't care. He's finished faking his own death then. Except I suspect that faking might not be the operative word anymore. That's a lot of blue wool. Blue wool. La da da dee 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 dee. La da dee dee dee. Hey, Cal. Right, now that wandering trader has successfully wandered off. Successfully. And wandered. Honest go. Right. How tall do we want this tower to be? Part of me is like, I think... Let's get a secondary view in place. I think we probably want this one to be a little taller than the rest. A is melted. A is melted. I have no brain. I also did not plan this properly. What height is that? 78. 78. Excellent. I should probably just... It was only 90 minutes of meetings this morning, as opposed to the 3 hours from the rest of the week, so mostly the heat. Thankfully, it's Friday. I do not have to deal with them anymore. I'm with Tor entirely on this. There is nothing good about the heat.
It's just unbearably warm.
Hello, chicken. What's that? Where are we at? 77. Ah, off by 1 error. There is nothing. Nothing. Nothing compares. Nothing compares except maybe being in lava. Classroom with 30 teenagers and no aircon. So, school in the UK then. Too much of a good thing is never good. Yeah. I challenge the concept of good thing where heat is involved. I'm not a heat-based person. I'm not a heat-based person. What? What the frack sort of statement is that? Also, why am I still carrying a flint and steel? There's nothing to set fire to anymore. The wandering trader has left the building. Okay, I'll accept that, given that I do quite like having a working 3D printer. Nope. Really? Let's try that for the third time. Internally screaming, get me out of here. So, an average day for Tor, then. I suspect him, in his case, he's not so much internally screaming nowadays. Shonky results. Right, let's see. We need this, and a bit of this, and some of that. I'm sure I had. Yeah, that might be useful. No skipping school. It's like, I remember an old joke of someone coming in and into the kitchen and going, I don't want to go to school today. The staff hate me. The students hate me. The teachers just make my life awful, and nobody likes me. And I don't want to go. Do I have to go? And the woman turns around and goes, "Of course you do, dear. You're the headmaster." Tish. Whoops, no, you're in the wrong place. Doorway. Doorway needs a proper doorstep, I think. Proper job, proper doorstep. What should we give for a proper doorstep? Wow, I didn't even get people facepalming in chat for that pun. That must have been a terrible, terrible pun. I mean, I expected something. I didn't expect you all to just die of sheer horror at it. Wow. Is this where I have to go? Is this mic on? The headmaster one. Are we alive? Is there anything involved in this chat anymore? Or am I just talking to myself in my own head? That was terrible. I'd hate to actually be in my, talking to my own head. I tried talking to myself. I got very confused. Moss. Hello. Good evening. Orange is the new purple. Orangutan. Orangutan? What the heck is an orangutan? It's an orangutan with issues. Who amongst us does not have issues? Yeah. Oh. How did you mute your headphones by accident? An orangutan with fake tan. Yeah, that's a believable one. I'm not sure. Regrettably, Raven, I thought exactly the same thing, I suspect. And, no politics, please. I know we're British, in some cases. Want to hear a cute pick-up line or pun? Why does that make me get worried? My gut instinct there is... Danger, Will Robinson! Danger! So, pick-up lines and puns are almost as bad as politics. Or am I overreacting? Or am I just overacting? I could just be overacting. Yeah, maybe. Oh dear. I'm not sure which makes me want to laugh more. The pizza and crust bit, the puns not being bad, the ear puff typo, or the fact that Automod decided to get involved in that last statement from Kel. It's just like all three stacked up as wow. Oh, it's classic. You couldn't even plan that lot. So let's see. If I were a rich man, would I even be streaming every day, wondering what the heck I'm gonna say? Stupidly easy to mute. I mean, yeah, I do have a volume control on my headphones, but it's not functional because they're currently in wired mode, as opposed to operating as Bluetooth headphones. I don't tend to use them as Bluetooth headphones very often. I'm still not going to repeat the pun, Kel. It really was probably atrocious. And if it wasn't probably atrocious, it very was atrocious. Very was? Oh, it very was atrocious. Who's listening in? Me. I be listening in, laddie. Plus you lot. Although I'm not sure about the latter bit of that, because I'm fairly sure that Kel wasn't listening in. Probably having... wrong pun. Ow. You're going to make me all repeat this danged pun. It was terrible the first time. I'm not sure it's going to be better the second. Yeah, no, I'm actually going to go with that one. Did Tor hear the pun the first time? Because if Tor didn't hear the pun, due to being Tor, then I might as well repeat it, because it was mostly aimed at Tor. I mean, it might have been Torable, but... Tor was getting... Really? No wonder there was absolutely no reaction to a terrible pun. None of you heard it! I give up. What's the point of streaming if none of you are dang well listening? So the comment was... Person wanders into a kitchen. Says, I don't want to go to school. The teachers hate me. The students hate me. The staff hate me. Nobody likes me. I don't want to go. Do I have to go? Woman turns around. Of course you have to go, dear. You're the headmaster. That one. That's not a pun. Oh, God, I'm curious. What is it then? Truth. Accurate. Dad joke. Oh, I can't be a dad joke. It's a joke. It's not a play on words. Oh, dear. Now I'm being... Yeah. Oh, no. No. Okay, I give in. And that head is either really, really good in a god-awful school or be bad. Both .gif? Do I not have any andesite? I'm sure I had some andesite around here somewhere. There it is. How's that look? Yeah. Dip, dob. So in other completely surreal and off-the-wall news, I was watching yesterday's Tango Tech stream, where he was doing a whole heap of runs of Decked Out 2. Or rather, he wasn't. ZAF was. And, oh boy, am I looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to have to seek out as many hermits as possible. And work out which ones are going to be streaming Decked Out 2 tomorrow as it opens. Because it was just hilarious. Yeah. Oh, Zed has been the crash test dummy for Decked Out 2 quite regularly. Kel, which one of us is the brain cell today? But probably funniest was on the very last run of the stream, he sent ZAF all the way down to level 3. Which, for those who might not know, level 3 is the one with the wardens. So that was hilarious. ZF got to play with the warden. Yep. ZF very much had fun down there. I believe the response was, ah! Hotly followed by his death. The warden's got to play with ZF. Accurate. Accurate correction is accurate. Really? I just ran out of wood. Whoops. How did I not take damage from that landing? I don't mind. I didn't damage. I didn't damage? I didn't damage myself. Haha, never touched me. Probably the funniest death was... none of these give anything away. He died to Tango's cough once. Which I just find absolutely hilarious. And for those who don't know, Tango's cough is one of the renamed Ravagers. Can't remember if he's on level 1 or level 2. But so far everything is looking like it's going to be absolutely classic when this thing launches. All of the work that Tango has put in on it has really paid off. I like the fact that I'm putting in floors and I haven't even put in all the walls yet. No, I want it to go up, please. Thank you. Where are we? That's a floor level. Whee! Come fly with me as I fly into things. As we wonder why, I don't know why I'm trying to do these things. Why did I have 2 separate chests? I really need to go through these shulker boxes and, how should we put this? Dedupe them. Let's go with that one. They need normalizing and deduping. I strongly suspect I am being inefficient in my wood storage. Oh boy, does that sound wrong. Yeah, I'm very much missing several opportunities. Shulker Monster Pro. This feels almost like a well-organized storage room right now, Tor. This feels like this, in comparison to most of the time, feels like an almost well-organized storage room. If I weren't getting to the point where I think I'm getting close to actually finishing the city, I'd consider moving into here right now. It isn't one. I don't know. It's in a building that is marked as storage. I mean, this layer is storage. It is a storage building. Watch as I completely reorganize reality just to substitute my own for messing around. I reject your reality and substitute my own. Let's see. 3 5s, 4 5s are 20. This feels like a good time to do this. 2. I think I'm up to 3, Raven. I'm not sure. Are you talking the Starfield ones? You watched the first. Then you're about 3 behind. I think 4 came out yesterday. He says double checking. I'm now curious. How many Starfield videos have come out? Survey says I apparently haven't signed into YouTube on this computer. Lovely. Adam Savage is tested. 1 day ago, they completed the model. No, the build is finished, Cyber. That's not the end of it, though. Because once the build is finished, they're going to be filming with it. So I strongly suspect there's actual behind-the-scenes filming videos coming. How many are we up to? 1, 2, 3... Okay, I've seen the nuts and bolts one. I need to watch the painting and weathering and the completed ones. So I'm 2 behind. I think Raven is 3 behind. I think the series is 8 videos total. I seem to remember they said it was 8 at the beginning. Alas, she must depart. Oh dear. Well, tatty bye then, Tor. Sorry, tatty bye then, Cyber. Tor is the one who's missing context. So for context, Tor, the purples are fairly close to each other. So Purple Life, Best Life, is my excuse for getting those two mixed up. Plus, you were right next to each other in name. Adam Savage and the Tested team got approached by, is it Bethesda Game Studios? Basically, whoever is behind Starfield. And they got asked to build one of the spaceships from the game. And so they have been. In fact, they've been building it at 2 scales. They've been building it at a... They've been building it at a scale for filming the ship, and they also appear to be building at a scale for filming the interior. And nope. I give up. I give up. Minecraft, why? Why? Why must you mess with my sanity? That's what I was looking for. Oh, now it really is getting close to darkness. I chickened out. Yep, that's the one. Oh, I think I cracked up as opposed to cocked up. Well, that was worth a giggle, if nothing else. Yeah, I must admit, I was very surprised by that as well, Tor. Did you just bribe Automod or something? Because it's about the only reason I can think of for being able to get away with that one. Do I want this to be north-south facing, or do I want to add an east-west perimeter to it? Special treatment! Yeah. Tor has been singled out as a VIP. He's the only one we have. Very that's very idiotic person, by the way. I'm waiting for the shots fired comment. There it is. Close enough. Absolutely. Whoops. It's under the heading of full well knowing that I will give as good as I get from the amount of sass from you lot. And if you don't think so, just keep it up and we'll find out. I can sass like this all day. Sass? You never give sass? No. 3 4 12 5 7. Whoops. I'm pretty sure none of us believed you earlier. Wow. Tor is on point, but wow. Dang it. I'm so glad I put a cooldown on that. Hello, CB. You awake from a nap that was supposed to be 1 hour, but was 3. Well, I mean, at least it wasn't 12. As you say. Who thinks we should rescue that poor chicken? Also, can we rescue this poor chicken? Answer says, yes, we can rescue the chicken simply by opening the trapdoor. We expect to be sassed for the heckling. Yes, exactly. It's too dumb to live. Ah, well, I've saved it now. I should have asked the eggs of indecision. I'm sure there'll be another one later. I mean, we could always try and push it back in. Push it in. Should have left it. Well, I mean... if only I had a couple of leads lying around that might not have despawned yet. Nope. Apparently not. Oh, actually. Excuse me, sir. I need to borrow a lead. Spare a lead in these trying times. Come on, Mr. Cluckington. There we are. I'm not sure I have any way of... There we are. I think that's actually better. Now it really can't get anywhere. That chicken is thoroughly trapped. I'm just going to litter the countryside with a random lead. I think the No Drama Safety Llama had plenty to spare. Seeing launch coverage for Fae Farm. I haven't even heard of it. Leeds has been littering the countryside for years, it's fine. I mean... Also shots fired, but accurate? Alright, let's see. I want... you're assuming I can think... That never happened. You're assuming I can think that far back, CB. I can't even remember last week. Well, what happened at... dang it, those are the wrong ones. Looks like Stardew meets Animal Crossing... I thought that was Palia. Which I still think looks pretty cool. And also is Stardew meets Animal Crossing, but with online co-op. Now that I've seen more of it. It's like, are there any things recently that we've seen that aren't Stardew crossed with Animal Crossing, crossed with online co-op, crossed with, etc. that have made us go, ooh. 12. So that's 6 of those. And if we're doing this the right way around and slightly the other way up, slightly the other way up? Yeah. So it's, yeah, let's go with that. If you ping it in... okay, too. If you ping it in a Discord that I can see later, CB as well, I would be curious to know which one they are talking about, because I'm curious. I'm many things. Curious is one of them. Many people have said I'm curious. I'm not sure they meant it as a good thing, though. Thank you. Curiouser and curiouser, said Alice, as she fell down the stairs. Me, thank you for the additional vroom. Derp. Launch trailer. Providing one will likely allow us to find the other. It's not exactly that difficult. Really. I suspect with an attitude like that, dude, you're going to need to have a chat with your psychiatrist about your compensatory nature. Because I'm fairly sure you're definitely compensating for something, dude. It's either that, or if your room lasts for more than 12 seconds, please consult your doctor, because clearly you're compensating for something. Ow. I'm trying to stand on top of this tiny piece of wood that's at the top of this pile of ladders, and failing miserably. Let's go with you. Dish, that. For some reason, my brain has just gone to episodes of MASH and started pondering Lieutenant Dish. I don't know why, but hey, ow. I bounced off that door. Let's bring back this so we can at least see what I'm doing. I think that's looking pretty good. I like that. That's coming together. I don't want 4 windows though. So let's see. What do we have left? Nope, nothing of value. One of these has. There it is, andesite. What the heck? Let's just go with all of it. And some of these just put a finishing touch. Done with those. Do I have the faintest clue what I'm up to? No chicken, so I suspect that's a no, not a clue. I also should get rid of the flint and steel. I should probably rename that. Actually, let's rename that. Too close to the mark? Also, really? 4 points of enchantment just to name a flint and steel? 4 points of enchantment? Really? That's it. That's extortionate. I better make sure that I'm right. That I really want this name to be the one that I'm naming it. A wandering light? A light in the wandering desert. No. Better. Will-o-wisp. Okay, Shadow. I'm very curious. Why? Because that feels like it's got some that feels like it's got some background to that choice of name. And I'm still curious. They are wandering flames. That actually, okay. The background and the logic, I like that. Wandering, going up in flames, that really, really works. I like that. Thank you, Shadow. That really is a nice reason. It's one of those... I had no clue why, but I had a feeling that there was a good reason behind it, and turns out there really was. Right. Now, not all of these are going to be sealed up. The question is, which ones are? I'm tempted to make it this one and this one that's open, but I'm also tempted to make it this one and this one, because these ones feel like they're the ones with the decent viewpoints. This one looks out over the city. This one looks out over the garden and the river. This one just looks out over the rooftops. Yeah, this one would be the one that's sealed. Let's seal this up. Yes. Right. This one and this one I think would be open. And we have stairs up to this point, which will need something. I feel the need. One of these days I will manage that. I doubt it. Nope. Grr. Wackada. I at least omitted that one. Let's see. I'm fairly sure that I have, yes, one of those. I would also need one more of those, and probably more than that of those. It's 25, 24, 23 is not 11. 11 is not 23. I'm fairly sure that my maths is definitely good enough to tell me that 11 is not 23. 59 is not 23 either, but hey. Right. You get to go there. You get to go there. Oh, this is 7 by 7, not 5 by 5. It's just as well I over-purchased then. So it's 47 I needed, and I had 53. I still over-egged it, but I didn't over-egg it as much as I thought I had. Today on, Scotsman purchases far more materials than he thinks he needs, only to discover he didn't actually count the number correctly. 9 by 9. Well, by the time I get up to here, yes. Ish. It's a 5 by 5 interior that becomes a 7 by 7 roof in a 9 by 9 building. Because that makes perfect sense. I believe I make sense. I believe I will make sense. I don't suppose I happened to bring any... No, of course I didn't. Yarr. Grr. Why do I never, ever have the materials I'm looking for? What are the odds? No. Not good, it seems. I've got 19. I need... Oh, hold on, that's not going to work. Okay, let's change that thought. That's alright, it still doesn't work. To IKEA we go! The impressive thing is we're actually almost 4 minutes late for being for heading to IKEA, because it is 26 minutes past instead of 21 minutes past. Oh look, there's kindling on the road. Ah, and yet we still managed to trig the lag. Clearly we're close enough to 20 past to have hit the lag moment. Hello, cat. Hello, things. Hello, stuff. Hello, stuffy. Right. I happen to have a couple of things in my inventory that I need to get rid of. Notably those. And notably that. Oh, I also need to get rid of some nether ores, which for some reason were hanging around in a chest that I got rid of earlier. For those wondering why I had those in my inventory, they were hanging out in a chest in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the area, and I thought it was about time to tidy up. Yes, I have been tidying up. Well, doomed. He's actually trying to tidy up the buildings. No, not tidying up. However, could he be so cruel and evil as to actually try and tidy up the random boxes that he's left lying around? This is the dirt chamber. Let's add some more dirt to it. I can't add it into these because they're full. One of these days. One of these days. One of these days I will actually find somewhere to actually build a massive over-the-top iron farm, which will allow me to collect the 7.5 quintillion hoppers that I need to start considering automating this storage room. That said, apparently I have started placing hoppers for this. That's almost useful. And these ones are filled. Goodness, I might actually have started doing something useful back here. These ones are done. These ones are done. Good grief. Hey, IKEA's half prepped. How about that? I never thought that was the case. Almost half cocked. Apparently, I've been doing prep work that might almost possibly be considered useful. Good grief. That said, the reason why there's these huge gaps over the top is because I was thinking of using these areas for putting the redstone, because, well, there isn't any room for putting the redstone between these two areas. But I suspect that means that I'm going to have way too tall a set of hoppers leading downwards. The lack of iron. Well, it's... yeah, probably. Accurate statement is probably accurate. That and the occasional decorating with anvils. Side question. Have I actually done the hoppers? No. I have not done the hoppers back here, however. That is more of a problem. That's a problem for another Scotsman. It might be future Scotsman. Future Scotsman hates present-day Scotsman, because present-day Scotsman has been cutting corners and ignoring things for months now. As is highly obvious by the fact that one side of IKEA is rather more decorated than the other. I mean, this side is definitely not decorated. This side is very much decorated. It's lovely. It's fantastic. It's extremely well decorated. This side, not so much. Oh well. C'est la vie. Such is the way of things. What I am wondering is if I've actually set this up with these huge gaps between things so that I could actually put the redstone this way, because that suggests to me that the gaps over the top don't need redstone, or aren't for the redstone. And I can't remember how much space... Today on Scotsman's Brain, just segmentation faulted. Well, who knows? What did I actually come back here for? Hot chocolate. Careful, Kel, you'll make me want to make hot chocolate in a minute if you're not... I want hot chocolate. Ah, yes, I came back for spruce. It was a sprucey bonus. I have milk. I have hot chocolate. I have a velvetizer. Can I hold out for another 2 hours? Hour and a half. Whatever. Can I hold out until the end of stream for the urge to have a hot chocolate? I suspect the answer is probably. Just the thing for cold weather. You see, it's very warm weather here. So it's not the right weather for hot chocolate. But you've managed to already make me think of wanting one. Yeah, no, Kel. You're very much not helping. But then again, whenever do you? Tempted to go Iceland, it's that warm. The shop or the country? Sci-fi's gone to Iceland. Doesn't have the same ring. Oh yeah, there's stairs here. I'm like, why am I suddenly going downwards? Why am I going downwards? Oh, there's stairs here. Go! Aye. Half slabs or... No, I think that one's better. That one actually I can do with country. It's expensive, but it's cold. Yeah, yeah. I can't fault you on that statement. Either of them. I think that's enough trapdoors. Just go and go to the shop and sit in a freezer. They might take offense at that and throw you out. Also, did anyone see that? That stonecutter just leapt out in front of me. I mean, it clearly, absolutely just threw itself in front of me. I don't know how that happened. With modern prices, it's probably only about 20 quid to buy the contents. No. It's a bit more than that. They use large freezers, Tor, don't forget. It's the chest freezers. You're probably looking at least 50 quid. What was I going to get in here? In this stonecutter. Oh yes, 3 of these. And one of those. Still might be worth it. Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that one. Nah, don't like it. Oh, actually, no, I can get away with this. I can get away with this. If I do that. And do this. Like so. Right. Do I have... No, I don't. That's a shame. This is in the way. These stairs are in the way of what I want to do. That's not fair. Right. Ooh, hold on. But they're not in the way up here. Yeah, do that, do that, do that. Okay, so I need 3, 6, 9... Oh no, because that I can't do because I want to do that. God, it's that moment of looking at something and wanting to do something. Dry ice from work. That would be chilly. Really? I only have 5 of those? I appear to be out of warped planks and warped wood. Oh, where did my warped wood all go? Oh, where can it be? I need more warped wood. Fortunately, that's not a trip to IKEA. That is a trip to Petra. Five. I'm jealous. 5 is a lovely temperature. Yeah. Yep. Just give it to me. Yep. Five is my idea of t-shirt weather. I can see we both come from the same sort of concept of heat. Yeah, no. Kel. Well, that too. Agreeing with Tor there. How long have you known us? Do you really believe that accusing me of being madman is A, inaccurate, or B, a problem? Exactly. You've known us for long enough. By now, you should be used to the fact that I'm insane. Right. That's not what I wanted, however. Well, not all that I wanted. That's what I wanted as well. Well, okay. Well, I'll accept that. Just. Ah, good. 16. 16 gives me 64. 64 gives me slightly more. You're a madman, as are the rest of us. Alcazath, welcome. I see it. Live in a desert, summer gets up to 40, winter gets down to -10. The issue I see with that one is 40. Oh, wow. And welcome to the blah, 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 blah. Thank you for thank you for the gift sub tour, and welcome to the insanity, Alcazar. I hate when I trip over my brain that quickly. The other way to force sub mode. Yep, make sure that everybody is a sub, therefore everything is a sub mode. I mean, it's, oh, fiddle. Enjoy, Tor. Enjoy. This doesn't work. There are days that I forget that if you've got a stair the other way up, the stuff that you're trying to connect to it doesn't connect to it. Let's do that. That's not what I did the first time, but it'll do this time. Let's see. You... Actually... What are you what are you actuallying, CB? Do I need to be worried? Oh. Did I actually say everyone else is subbed? No, I just said that that would be the way to enforce sub mode. That was not an intentional one, and thank you again, Tor, for immediately proving us right. You're all mad. Hold on. Something's wrong with the universe. I had the right number of trapdoors. Which probably means that I'm going to have the wrong number of trapdoors for this section. It's a trap door. Yes. No, you didn't, CB. Well, good point. And this is getting weirder. And thank you for paying forward that gift sub, CB. None of the trapdoors that I'm currently placing, however, Kel, are spruce. And I still had some spare, so apparently we're not quite getting this wrong yet. Okay, well, I'll accept that that's what was going on in your head. Actually, yep. Yippity-yep. And Sci-Fi has just passed one on to Lyra. This is impressive. Thank you for passing that on, Sci-Fi. So it's Tor to CB, CB to Sci-Fi, Sci-Fi to Lyra. I think that's probably going to break the train, or the chain, but that was an impressive chain. And now my brain is going, I wonder what the record for the longest chain of gift subs is. And I don't want to know the answer. Because that would probably cause people to... Ow. Okay, so I need 2, 3, 4, 4 4s are 16. 16. Well, I mean, in this channel, I do steal ideas from other streamers, so yes. 20, yes, 20 is good. 20 is a good number. I freely admit that I steal ideas from other streamers. There are several ideas I will not be stealing, but, well. We will get there. We will build stuff. Okay, let's get in there. Let's get in there. I like that. A good artist steals frequently, yes. Great, now I'm in a hole. I'm in a hole. I'm in a hole I can't get out of. How the heck did that happen? Help! I'm trapped! Trapped in a hole of my own making. This is a wholly unsuitable problem. Oh, and we're in a hype train as well. I hadn't even clocked that entirely. Yeah. You're all mad. Mad I hell yeah. Mad as a hatter. What am I looking for? Oh yes. Yeah. Okay, that's alright. I have 8 anvils. And 8 anvils is a... Yep. That's an accurate quote as well. I do worry about the number of quotes that are A, accurate, and B, about me trying... and holes. That's not a stone cutter, Scott. I don't want to beat the Mad Hatter. A stone cutter? Did I say stone cutter? I'm sure I said stone cutter. I'm pretty sure I never said stone cutter. I mean, I'm not working with dwarven pastries. If I was working with dwarven pastries, then maybe it would be a scone cutter. Yeah, at least I've been reasonably consistent between these buildings. The tastiest tool. I was thinking more dwarven bread being so solid that it can be used as a weapon, sort of thing. And thus it would probably need specialist cutting tools. Right, so what I think I'm missing is finishing off the side corner pillars. The side corner pillars? Yes. Check the VOD. I 100% said scone cutter. Really? You don't cut those, you break them in shape. Well, yeah, I mean, most dwarven pastries are pretty much impossible to cut after the fact. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 28. I need 28. I have 3. And 17. 17 and 3 is not 28, but it's closer. I'm not sure I really want to be doing that many. Let's get 20 of these. Choo choo! Hey, Tor. Are you actually still collecting emotes, Tor? Or are you just picking that to say the end of the train? You don't get in many hype trains. Okay. So you pushed the button. Cool. Awesome. Ooh, free egg from the helpless chicken. Is that helpless or hapless? I think I watch too many streams. I end up attending a great many hype trains. Both .gif. Accurate statement is accurate again. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We built. There. I think this building is looking really rather nice. I might need to do something about... I feel like I should do something at the midpoint. It feels a bit... I don't know. I both want to put something at the midpoint and don't want to put something at the midpoint. So I'm wondering what I want to put at the midpoint. What is it that I think needs to be there? I don't know. If... It's one of those, it feels like it needs something, but I don't know what. Uh-oh, Kel's whistling. Run away! We're all doomed! Oh, crack. There's another clip. Now I know why Kel is whistling innocently. I deliberately have the Twitch stats open in OBS so that I can actually see A, how many people are here, B, how long I've been streaming, and C, when you do dangerous things like that, Kel. I'm not sure what's worse, the clips or the quotes. Will I ever manage to avoid saying things that are dumb and smeggy? Both.gif. The answer is no again. The universe apparently says no. The universe says no, and we're all doomed. We're all doomed. Doomed, I tell you. I have an idea. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. 8? 8? Interestingly, 8 is exactly what I happen to have in hand. Let's go fly a kite until we lose the light. Well, that's not going to help. Where do I have... I really need to extend I really need to extend my storage boxes to include a box of leaves. I think Site C has leaves. That's Site C primary, not Site C secondary. At least I don't think this one has. I really need to empty that chest. Nope, nope. Ooh, rooted dirt. Useful. Not what I was looking for, but empty chest. That lot's dirt, so that's not going to help me. Here, over at Site C. Primary. As we go sightseeing and looking for things, we find the caldera chicken hanging out. Dark oak leaves. Dark oak leaves is probably what I'm looking for. It's not jungle leaves, and it's not an empty chest. Accurate statement is accurate, Raven. Accurate statement is accurate. I'm also out of fireworks. I need to find somewhere for you to live. I'm tempted to put you in the tower. And maybe call you Rapunzel at this rate. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. I don't have any. Well, you're stuck up there then. Why was I coming in here? Oh yes, ender chest. One of these days, I will make sense. And on that day... No. It won't happen. It's just not going to happen. There are absolutely no signs of ever making sense. However, I am very tempted to name that chicken. I'm not quite... and I'm very... And since my initial statement earlier was Cluckington III... at least I think it was Cluckington III. I'm very tempted to go with that as a naming convention. Granted, we don't have Cluckington the First or the Second, which means at some point in the lore, in the world, we will have to add Cluckington the First, Cluckington the Second, and Cluckington the Third, if we do that. And is that what I was looking for? Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, I missed. Do I have dark oak fences? Strangely enough, I do. Our Gordon rewards can have a pet chicken. Given that this one appears to be continuously requiring one, I'm very tempted to say yes. If for no other... I mean, the Gordon... First world problems, though. Car in the shop, waiting at Cliff lift. Oh, nearby ones are at lunch. Oh dear. That is a first world problem, lady, but not a fun one. Welcome, however. One of the ridiculously expensive high-tier rewards for the Gordons is likely to be that they will have a steed. That steed, however, it will be an expensive one because Gordons. And thus, the steed will be a Ravager. Which will, of course, require me to work out how to safely acquire a Ravager. For which the answer is there is no such thing as safely acquisitioning. Safely acquisitioning. Safe requisitioning of a Ravager. Chickens are very much easier, yes. Unless I have to actually hatch them from eggs of indecision. I'm fairly sure that attempting to hatch chickens from eggs of indecision is not only impossible, but rare as well. Whip did it a few seasons back. I'm lost. Which bit? The Ravagers. Ooh. That sounds painful, lady. The Ravagers. Yeah. Well, I'm not attempting to emulate Whip, but this is also part of the reason why the Ravager... the Pillager citadel is going to be next to the raid farm. Because I stand more chance of being able to actually... Oh, I should have picked up some more roots. I stand more chance of being able to acquire a Ravager from a raid farm. I should also really finish the science of whether or not that raid farm is in a safe place. And by safe, I mean achievable. That's the one I'm looking for. I found it eventually. Good grief. It's like, only takes 4 attempts to find the right chest around here, and that's when I know which chests are which, usually. Right, let's see. I want one here. One here. One here. And... yeah, it sounds less like the aftermath of an accident and more like the aftermath of an MOT. Under the heading of, yeah, my car has to be verified as being safe once a year. Sort of thing. Not that I have a car, seeing as how I'd never actually learned to drive. Oh, no, I'm not putting that there. Radiator fan dead. It's been overheating. Whoopsie. You sure it's not in the UK at the moment? Missed. 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 Yay! Success. How many attempts do I... Clinic? I thought she was waiting at the car mechanic, not the clinic. I don't know. Batila. Batila? Batila. Whoops. No, I wanted to place that there. Oh. That sounds just as expensive. Let's bring the camera count around so that we can see what the heck I'm doing. Or more to the point, so that I can see what the heck I'm doing. Because, well, to be honest, I find it useful to have the camera count so that I can see what I'm doing. Now, in traditional UK, you've got to be kidding me situation. Oh, and there's a stretch. The weather has been such today that a delivery I was expecting got aborted due to the van for the delivery overheating, and it was the actual storage area in the van that overheated. So they had to return the entire van to the original loading dock and get everything out of it as fast as possible to make sure that it didn't actually destroy everything that was in it. Also, hail hydrate. Thank you, Kel. And a stretch. Ooh! Ow! Just a single bit of popcorn today. Throw away the old and start with a fresh clone. Yeah. I'm not sure I'm pretty sure if you cloned me it would be a bad reaction. That reminds me, I need to follow my doctor's advice and refer myself for physio. Typical. Ah, I see. Frauke wants to go the whole Ghost in the Shell route and become the Major. Ooh. I think I'd probably end up being Barto. No, I wouldn't actually, because Barto's far too interested in being ridiculously overpowered. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's Barto. I mean, Barto's cool. I think the Major is awesome. Barto is cool, and I can't remember the couple of the other guys that worked with them. There was the one who actually had a family and was almost entirely human. Alright, Jesus, you're a bit early. We are not at my goodbye yet. Kutze. Might be. Was he the one who was the basic investigator, CB? Why did I come over here? Oh, yes. For a variety of reasons. One of which was rooted dirt and coarse dirt. The next was... Oh, I do have. Excellent. Yep. Excuse me. Oh. I can't type because I didn't put the name tag into the right bit. Ghost in the Shell. Standalone complex. My anvil just broke. I didn't think it was that close to breaking. I see Sir Cluckington has laid yet another egg. Sir Cluckington the Third. Togasa, yes, that, thank you. Now yes. Because by the time we get to Solid State Society, he nearly loses his family because the Society actually picks him as a target at one point. You'd probably be the one who's constantly plugged into a computer. I'm not sure that there's specifically anyone who is constantly plugged into a computer in that series. I mean, there's a couple that are the strong sort of intelligence ones that are that, and then there's also the androids that are basically running their computer systems. The one with the big beard. Oh, yes. Him. Oh, that's another name that I can't remember. I'm going to be spending some time at the weekend repairing stuff. Wait. No, spare chicken. Chicken, where have you come from? Are we going to have more chickens? Apparently not. Right. What was I actually going over here for? Oh yes, I was going for these and these. Ishikawa. Ah. What was the name of the old man leader of the team? Oh blimey, Kuze was okay. Second gig was the one where where they were trying to transcend, isn't it? Aramaki. I like Aramaki. He really was cool. Oh, another egg from Sir Cluckington. This is proving that I can remember way too much of that series, I suspect. This is not the worst of things, but it's a little bit over the top. That's better. It really is. And I absolutely love the little mechs. The Tachikoma, they go from being sort of a side element in the first one to being a lovely element in the second one, and by the time that you get to Solid State Society, they are so completely part of the series that they are just fantastic. I also love the little short animations that they have, the Tachikomas have in some of the series. Those were fun. Yes. I have a pair of plush Tachikoma that are about a foot tall and apparently in need of a dust. Because I've just looked up at one of them and the top of it is a little bit dusty. But they're adorable. I like that. That's got a good feel to that side of the building now. This one, I'm not sure about this one. This one feels wrong. Let's do that. Your kitties will finally ship. Yay! I'm stuck with the fact that my kitties are yet again suffering from the UK having been full of numpties who successfully managed to convince themselves that getting out of Europe was a good thing. Which is a bit too much towards politics, but basically they were unable to actually get them into the UK. I know. Cough, politics, cough. But basically the shipping of the tentacle kitties has been stuffed up by customs and a half dozen other things, and so they're not actually getting them into the country. Anyway, that's better. Keep my hands up. That's as close to politics as I'm... Really? How many? Oh dear. Yeah, you can tell it's Friday. Apparently, some of my old colleagues are going a little bit mental on WhatsApp this evening. Shush. I'm uncertain what to do about this area. This area feels incomplete. I mean, this whole section at the front feels incomplete. I'm just a little uncertain what to do with it. Should I make it a boardwalk? Should I make it a stone walk, even? Actually, a stone... Yeah, stone. Stone. Let's figure out what to do. Resin printers again. That is a very dangerous state of mind. I'm still waiting for the Prusa Mark IV upgrade to be shipped. They seem to keep finding reasons to delay it. Which is just one of those, nah, give me the Mark IV upgrade. If your resin printer is itching, you probably should consider talking to a doctor, because that suggests that you might have gotten some of the resin on you. Remember, kids, resin is not a good thing to get on you. It is corrosive and dangerous. Is it corrosive? No, it's not corrosive. It's just an irritant. Carbon filters and internal hilting. Hilting? Hilting. Hilting. Let's grab those. And that. And that. Captain, I'm hilting. Massive print size. Now, I, on the other hand, have slightly given in on the resin printer thing, but I've gone in completely the opposite direction. I have one on back order through a Kickstarter, which probably means I'll never see it, which is tiny print size. Quite literally. It is aimed at people trying to get into small printing and learning to print with resin printers and having things like that. 4 on 0. No, it's, yeah, tiny resin. Yay! Yay for getting home, lady. Yeah. Da, 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 da. More prints printed in one go, less toxic cleaning runs. I mean, yes. For me, I was looking at small and easy to cheat. I was thinking of letting it run in a small. I have a small shed outside my front door. That I was thinking I could possibly just keep the printer in occasionally while it was running. So, not even bother with filters, because just put it completely outside. And a pipe out the window with a ventilator. Yeah. I got... Oh, I do. Excellent. I should have done this. Let's do that. I need to get rid of this egg. Will I ever make any sense? Will I make progress with this build? Will we actually manage to nearly finish it? Too many questions. Answer uncertain. Please supply another egg of uncertainty. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yes. Today on How Many Eggs of Uncertainty will Scots manage to actually get 0 answers out of? Or negative answers out of? Internal heater means you can keep it in your unheated shed, and yeah, that is a sensible. That is a sensible. I should really be retrieving all of the sand from under this, but I'm not sure I'm worried today. How bad is the frontage of this? Not bad. I can get away with... Why do I not have any stone brick? Let's get some more stone and turn it into stone brick, and get some more stone because I've just run out of stone by turning it all into stone brick. Some logic there. Two and one combines the printer and the cleaning UV hardening station into... Ooh, that actually does sound nice. Today on, you can tell we're all makers at heart around here. And it's not always Minecraft that we make with. Now opening the hood till it's cooked. Yep. Meant to pump the remaining resin out of the basin into a separate tank after the print, and then start the UV and cleaning cycle. That sounds sensible. I mean, there are enough resin printers nowadays that have the pumps for continuing to add to the or add new resin to the tank to ensure that it can cope with both the size of the print and ensuring that it doesn't have huge reservoirs of resin floating around. That actually reusing that pump to reverse it is actually quite a sensible plan. I think about the only thing that I would be nervous about in a lightweight version of nervous is pumping around large amounts of IPA. Oh, sorry, not IPA. Alcohol? That's a nice... anyone want to give me some IPA? I could do... Apparently I've got alcohol in my brain. And I actually did mean alcohol. But I meant the good stuff for printing. This place is looking a little bit trashed, and that was my goal. I'm out of blooming... I'm out of levery again. I'll stick with my triple, thank you very much. Now I want a reunion triple. I have one in the fridge. Actually, I have nearly a stack in the fridge. Sorry, nearly a crate in the fridge. Crates come in 12s. Wrong type of stack, Raven. My brain is not entirely functional. You want? Yes, I know you want. Don't blame you. Part of me is wondering just how easy it is to ship large amounts of cans of triple to Raven. And the rest of me knows not a chance. I don't think it would get. It would be allowed. Golden Drac, which is a red triple. Ooh. I was about to make a bad pun about Drac being involved, but I couldn't think of a decent one. Yeah, the one I have is I think it's a 10% ABV. I'd have to go into the fridge and look. And if I went and looked at what if I went and had a look at a triple right now, I would probably take one out of the fridge and open it. Tank actually pump resin in and out of the basin. Doesn't clean and cure on its own. You have to take the piece out, take it off the bead plate and clean it, and then put it in a cure. Oh, that's not very that really isn't automated. Pumping resin in and out of the basin, however, is entirely normal. That's becoming a regular thing nowadays. The ability to pump resin in and out of the the ability to pump resin into the tank is becoming fairly common because they're, as I said earlier, they're realizing that that's a good and useful thing to do. It's been 84 years. No, I don't know why I keep making that joke every time I sink. It's not even a good joke. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Spare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I do like the fact that you can waterlog walls nowadays. Waterlogging walls is a lovely addition. Oh, that's starting to match what I had in my head. I always find it interesting that I don't sort of plan these builds out, as it were. This is almost always entirely built on the fly, and yet I still have a concept in the back of my mind during the process. Yeah, definitely the fact that we're moving into a realm of you don't have to tinker with everything, it's becoming more of an appliance, is a lovely concept. That said, printers are very much you have to know the technology. They are not... I view them as being... What's the word I'm looking for? I view them as being almost manufacturing machines. Similar to lathes and CNC machines and so forth. So I still view them as needing the skills to understand how they operate, so that when they do go wrong, and they will, you have the skills to be able to actually dismantle them and appropriately make changes to them to resolve it. Be that change cleaning the living daylights out of it, or swapping parts out, or just generally knowing how to manage the whole machine as a whole. The whole machine as a whole. Well done, Scots. You've just managed to... make a statement that made less sense than usual. No, do not tap that. That's better. I need some grasses. Do I have some grasses? Do I have some shears? Yes, I do. And these are disposable shears, so I don't care about them. I mean, I agree. And then you have events like what happened to Bamboo Labs this week. Was it this week or last week? Where basically their cloud services suffered from an issue with their print server. And it nearly resulted in large amounts of damage to a lot of things. For those who don't know, Bamboo Labs had an interesting incident where their servers crashed and re-pushed the same printout to printers again, overnight. In some cases, to printers that had just finished a print job, and it attempted to print straight over the top of the existing print job, crashing the printer badly. To the point at which they've actually had to, from memory, accept that they stuffed up and are going to be providing replacement parts for printers that are now stuffed. Stuffed being the technical term that I prefer to use at this point. Mostly because it's the one that is least rude. Print breaking through the LCD screen makes a mess. Yeah, exactly. Actually, no, this was an FDM printer, Frauke, not a resin. But, well, I don't know if Bamboo do a resin printer yet. But either way, I would definitely be very, very worried if it was a resin printer that had gone that way. That's not what I wanted to do. Give me that back. So I'm assuming that this area close to the river is going to be clean stone, because I'm going to assume, in my head, that this area has occasionally been affected by flooding and thus gets washed clean more often. I know that that's not necessarily the case, because if you flood, you generally have a load of silt left behind. So I'm going to have to actually also add quite a bit of that as well. Oops. Drocals, welcome! Greetings and all of that jazz. And now that I've realised that I have actually made a fallacy, or pointed out a fallacy in my design, because this area would be silted up from water flowing away over it if it had flooded, I do need to include more of the muddy brick. Whoopsie. It's always a pain when I manage to point out my own fallacies in design. Oh no, not that. You'll do. Still download nice models and make them fit. So can I. I love making. I love being able to use some of the stuff that I've got. See also the storage book I printed last week that is now being shipped back to a colleague in the US with a friend. You're curious about the pub crawls? The pub crawls are basically... anyone remember which quote number it is for that? It's in one of the sort of 60s, if I remember rightly. Or it's 11. It's 11. Why did I think it was in the 60s? I'm sure there's another one then. There is. Number 10. Oh, no. No. Yep, there were two. Are we in the 60s already? Yes. I think we're in the 70s already, Frauke. We're at 86? No. That's the number of pub crawl elements. I think Frauke's querying the number of quotes. Number 75. Ahem. I seriously worry about the fact that people actually keep tabs on these quotes. I know I keep tabs on them, but that's because I know exactly how badly I'm getting quoted. Granted, that's entirely my own fault. Yep, Stream Elements provides the quotes system. I left it switched on, and everybody around here abuses me. Sorry, it. The number for the pub crawls is a continuous counter. Basically, every time the command is triggered, quote suggestion. No quote found. Stream elements.
Cause with you is where I wanna be. Dry your bow, baby, now release your
I'm sure it'll probably be more under the heading of no quote found. Give Scotsman 5 minutes and he'll probably say something stupid that can end up as a quote. Correct, Strokles. Not quite all streams. It's only only since we actually had the bot switched on, which would be January 1st. January... When did I switch on the bot? I can't remember. I think it was about a few days after I got affiliate. Oh, and so CB is passing on another sub. Thank you, CB. And welcome to the Madness, Strokles. Yeah, 7th-ish sounds about right, Raven. It did take me a couple of days to basically... Oh yeah, the Fallen Splat counter were quite late. They were a concept borrowed from another streamer as a result of Kel. Yes. Yes, you do, Drokles. You do get that back. One, two, three, 4, 5. I have never, ever... Actually, I was about to say never, ever fallen, but we've got a counter that proves the exact opposite of that statement. Even if there is a quote that or one of the variants of the fall command and the splat command that basically says, please ignore the fact that Scotsman has said ignore that. Nope. First badges are a continuous... I was going to say continuous ownership item. They are something that if you were one of the people who acquired one, you get to keep it. It comes back. But the badge came back the very next day. The badge came back. Couldn't get rid of it. The badge came back. Just wouldn't go away. I'm not sure many people will understand. Look. What are you two up to? I'm kind of deciding to work outwards from today's buildings. There was only one. Today's building. So that we can sort of start filling in around the buildings that have been created this week. Because Scotsman mad as a hatter. Here. Let's put in a couple of these. Come back to those in a minute. Apparently we're into the epic music again. Have I got... Well, no. I got gravel somewhere. Do I have gravel in here? Ooh, 2 pieces of it. Not quite sure that's enough, but it's a start. I've just put it back. Oh, that's not gravel. That's gravel. Right. I need more gravel. I'm sure I've got gravel up here somewhere. You? Yes, 37. Fantastic. Oh no, the sirens. They're coming to take me away. Well, that didn't work. I really should consider getting myself a Silk Touch shovel. Or just remember to use the shovel more often. Alright, let's go for that. And this area is perfect for this. That's what I was hoping for. That feels like a nice sort of lot. I need more stones. Stone brick. Let's turn you into brick. Right. I have bone meal. That's useful. That's good. That's what I was hoping for. Or at least a decent amount of grass. Well, that's that set of shears dead. But that's another piece of my inventory back. Woohoo! I have inventory space. Alas, per Squiddy. He decided he just didn't cope with it. A poppy for the death of the squid. Grass. No, can't put grass there. Can put here. That. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh no, that's fine. You get grass. You can't put grass on top of. I really wish you could put grass on top of mud. The wheaty dirt. That's not mud. Grass on top of wheaty dirt would be nice. How's this looking? Ooh, I like that. That's coming together nicely. What I would like to do is to turn a couple of these into tall. Ahem. I would like to turn a couple of these into tall grass. Thank you very much. I don't know. Can't trust these things. This lot needs grassing. I feel like I should. You. Let's put some of this in. No, I'm trying to get on top of. Thank you. That much. Really? How many attempts is it going to take me to put a piece of leaves on top of something? The answer is one more than I was hoping and one less than the intention. I like that. That gives a nice sort of overgrown feel to the entrance to this area. Oh yeah, that works. That really looks. Lurks? Works even. llamas continually play I'm the king of the castle, don't they? I'm the king of the castle, you're a dirty rascal. And a 1 and a 2 and up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. I feel I need to, empty my inventory a bit. Oh goodness, I've just seen the time. I definitely need to do what I was about to do then. I need to get rid of that. Empty my inventory a little bit and grab some glow lichen. I would like to make sure that this area is safe. That doesn't feel right. I already had some over here. Let's put you in there. Glow lichen. Glow lichen. Glow lichen. And... cheaty mode. Right. Let's start working out where we need to light things up to make sure that this does not become Mob City. Population, all of the mobs. Yes, even the no drama safety llama is in agreement. Oh, Sir Cluckington has left us another egg. Cheaty mode. Things fiddling with when I should be working, figuring out whether or not I can regenerate my SPMC world in 120 without the world gen mods I don't like, and still get the essential parts of the terrain you like. Not a clue. I think I understood about one word in 3 of that. And I'm not sure which 3 it was. I see. Oh, good. This area's already lit up. Fantastic. You. Will it break without Mod X? Okay. That I understand. That question I understand. I'm not sure I like this. I'm not sure I like this tendril. I have been on the fence about this tendril for most of the week. I am tempted to yank it and relocate it. Drokels, we're 5 minutes from wrapping up point. Which is why I was doing the lighting up, because I'm about to go into Pretties mode. And start my wrap-up for the weekend. So, let us have a review of... Okay, that looks absolutely awesome. I like that. That has come together very, very nice. It's the way that it goes from fairly bland to holy heck. All of that detail made all the difference. It just adds all of the detail suddenly, and it goes from being not right. I'm still not sure about this building. It feels a bit too blocky and boxy. It needs a lot of foliage added to complete it. But that will probably be part of the rest of this city square area, and will be very much modelled on this area. So this area is me working out that flow, making things feel like they are old and broken down and very much more... Yes. Oh, I do like this view. In fact, if we can get the mimic in, yeah. That view is just... I love it. How about the one... Oh, with the with... Yeah. I need to do something about this beach. That beach is not right, but... Ooh, very nice, CB. Yes. And I think those boxes that I added to the sides of this building, they were exactly what it needed. I think any more would have been too much. Those were the right choice for it. Okay, so next week we are going to have to do the tendril arch, the pump house. The pump house is definitely high on my list of buildings to deal with next week, so that we can actually get this area close to being finished. And I think when we do the arch tendril and the pump house, I'm going to move this tendril back into this area. Possibly time to move Gordon. Gordon will move. Gordon, I think, will be looking after the pump house, though. I think we'll give him the job of looking after it. But, yeah, I think that will give us the things to do next week. And we're really getting close to being structurally fairly close to the end of the city now. This place is just getting close. And closer. I know there are still areas inside the city that need a lot of work. But the list is getting shorter, isn't it? Oh, Miyazaki he's terrible. I think, however, Monday we will be returning to this area of the caldera and attempting to finish it, and possibly working our way round the caldera and doing all of the landscaping work on top of this section, because I think the southeast is very close to being done as well. Particularly after we added our successful foray into building a lush cave. Which, yeah. This place is seriously overkill. I really do find myself just very happy with the results of all of this build. We're getting dangerously close to needing to move on to the next build. However, that will be it for today. Favourite spot on the caldera wall. Glad you like it, Kel. I will... blah, 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 blah. Yes, I will be back again on Monday, when we will be continuing landscaping of the caldera, because, well, we can't just have a city, we have to have the area around it, because I'm insane and feel that both need to be built. I will be back at my usual time, 2.5 hours previously to now, give or take a few minutes, depending on when I get going, when I find any caffeine. I hope everyone has a good time zone. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. To those in the UK and any area currently having huge amounts of temperature, look after yourselves, drink lots. For those in the cold, keep warm. Something like that. Everyone look after yourselves, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye bye.